So our first panelist for the day is CA Anshu Agarwal ji. So Anshu ji, you are here with us. Okay, so please unmute yourself and demonstrate your use case.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening to all. I am C. Anshu Agarwal from Agra. I am presenting here with a use case of AI regarding calculating and comparing tax payable under new regime of income tax and old regime of income tax. After introduction of new regime of income tax, there is a simple question everywhere, and that what is minimum amount of deduction required which shall equate my tax liability under old regime with tax liability under new regime. So for that, I have created a tool. I am sharing my screen for demonstrating that. So this tool is based on HTML, CSS, and JS. And opening it, I have to click on agree. Here I can fill here name, PAN number, father's name, address, bank detail. All of these are not mandatory fields. They are optional. Here I have to select financial year, like I have selected 25-26 and selected age category. This age category is required to calculate tax regime under old tax regime. Here I can fill my income detail. For example, I am filling here with 48 lakhs in salary income. Rental income is 2 lakhs. Business income, suppose it is having 1,20,000 and 50,000 as other source income. Here, if I am having any income which is liable to be taxable at a special rate of tax, for example, I have filled it here with 50,000 income and 10,000 as tax liability thereon. Here I can select whether it is eligible for it is having a rebate or not. Then I can fill either deductions. This part is for new regime deduction and this part is for old regime. For example, I am having 25,000 of deduction eligible under new regime, and under old regime I am having 80 TTA deduction and some additional deduction of rupees 20,000 under old regime. And on the last tab, I can click on calculate tax. In this, it is showing amount of daily deductions, gross total income under normal tax rate. And after all, it is showing here total amount tax payable under normal tax rate and special tax rate. This is total amount, and it has worked out surcharge also as in my income by exceeding 50 lakhs. And it has also applied margin relief on surcharge. After all, my total tax liability under new regime is calculated like this. And below is table for calculating old regime calculation. Here there are two columns. One column is for old regime with existing deduction, and second column is old regime with additional deduction recommendation. Here with all calculation is same as above new regime. Apart from the standard deduction is changed. And this is my main output of this utility. This amount is calculated if I am having 6,05,000 additional deduction under old regime. Then my tax liability under old regime shall be this amount, which is equal to tax liability under new regime. And if I am not having additional deduction, then my total tax liability under old regime is this amount, which is 2,62,000 extra in comparison to new regime. After all, it is providing a recommendation that new regime is beneficial, and it is providing me a break-even point. That is total liability, total deductions required under old regime, which shall equate my tax liability under old regime with new regime. This is use case, and this can be exported to Word, PDF, or directly printed. Like I can export it into Word file and save it. After saving, it can be opened. Uh, this is all thing which can be generated in Word file. And how can I develop this tool? I shall try to elaborate this. Using AI, we can create any work, but for creating any work, we need to write a proper prompt for that. And for making this tool, I was required a detailed prompt for this. And in the era of AI, as we are using AI for writing letters, etc., then why should I work hard for writing a prompt properly? So I just asked ChatGPT to write a prompt for me for this. I asked it a basic requirement of mine. Then it provided me a detailed prompt. Then there was some problem in that prompt. I again have to correct that. It provided me corrected prompt. And after all, I have generated a Word file in this full prompt with all corrections were put. And after writing this prompt, I was required to provide this prompt to a AI to generate code for me. For generating code, I have used AI of ICI, that is ICI AI agent. In that, I have selected Claude, as Claude is more efficient tool for generating any code. Then I provided my Word file for prompt and just asked it to generate a tool according to this requirement. It generated a HTML code, and there was some problem in this code, and it provided me corrected code. And this corrected code can be copied and pasted into Word Notepad file directly. Like we can open Notepad and just paste my code, whatever my code, and save it as HTML file. Like this is saved, and this was opened. This file can also be edited in Notepad again. Further, there is one more problem in this. Whenever I need any correction in this, I need to provide a screenshot of my problem to AI, and then it provide me corrected code. But as soon as my code is workable condition, partially workable condition, and I provide it to correct some things, then sometimes AI make a problem that my all previous working function got disturbed. So I did another thing for this. I tried ChatGPT for this purpose. In this case, I provided my code and screenshot of error and
So you have
asked it.
2 minutes left, sir.
Okay, sir. I asked it to provide me step by correction, not providing full correction. So it provided me step by correction, like it provided me this line to be replaced with this line, or it provided me but line to be inserted, but function to be changed. And
The last 2 minutes is left.
I applied all the changes in this notepad file and saved this again. And after that, I again checked it. And after checking whatever problem I again identified, I again asked it to ChatGPT for correction. And many times, if I ask same problem in same chat, so there may be some problem. So I try to create new chat every time. And whenever I try to create new chat every time, there may be problem that it could not recognize all the history of same thing. So I used a function of ChatGPT, that is project. I created a project in which I uploaded my prompt file, and again I used new chat under this project. So after overall, my this tool was created with AI, and this is saving my time for providing me a sometimes I need deduction amount to communicate to a client. If he asks to switch to old scheme, and provide me small amount reduction and ask to switch on to old scheme. Then I provide that client that your minimum required in deduction is this amount. With that you can switch to old scheme. That by me is thank you, sir, for providing this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
So, Anshuji, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So suppose there is a rate change by the income tax department. Tomorrow there is a new amendment in income tax. So how are you going to update that? Is there any master file or you have to create everything new?
No, sir. I have to again hardcode my HTML coding again.
Okay. Another question is that this same utility is also available on income tax portal. So what is that new thing that it is giving us?
So mainly new thing in my utility is calculating additional deduction amount, which shall equate my tax liability under Auth regime. That is break-even problem.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. These are the questions from my side. Shares by if you have
Anshuji,
any.
yes, Anshuji, I have a question.
Yes,
Anshuji,
sir.
your utility explained that additional deduction concept, right? So I have a simple question on that.
Yes.
What you are suggesting in this utility is you identify your tax liability at the very first day of the financial year and then plan your deductions accordingly. Because you didn't mention from where these additional deduction will come. You mentioned that for an income of say 48 lakhs plus whatever you disclose their business income, house property and other sources and all, right? You demonstrated that there was a 6 lakhs odd amount was there, which was an additional deduction in that particular calculation, which you showed in your utility, right? So accordingly, if I'm investing 6 lakhs more to allowable deductions, so list of those allowable deductions, is it possible to create those allowable deductions from the tool itself? Because that 6 lakhs rupee figure is not useful for me according to that only calculation, right? If I'm not a chartered accountant, I don't know what all deductions are allowed and all. So I need to have that all details. कि साहब मैं invest कहाँ करूँगा? Where I will invest? How I'll get that 6 lakhs rupees deduction? So that is not
Yes.
covered here. Is there any possibility we can create that list in this tool or something like that?
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, I would like to elaborate first thing that I have created this tool due to I was facing a basic problem. When I ask any client to pay certain amount additional tax, he provided me a deduction amount with a small amount. He did apply this amount and make my tax zero. Then I have to argue with him that you have to switch to old scheme. And then he again asked me that switch to old scheme. Then this was very much problem. So then I asked him in one time that if you are having this amount of deduction, I shall calculate your tax liability in old tax regime. Otherwise, you are beneficial in new tax regime. Basically, this was my basic purpose. But if I plan this for my tax planning, so before ending of financial year, I can use this for calculating basic additional income. Further, sir, I have tried it. Sorry, it has been removed in this. But previously, I have tried to elaborate the additional deduction which can be available in old scheme, which can be listed out in this. Actually, while the correction rate has been removed accidentally, I have included that earlier.
Okay. Okay. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.